Dang, I'm muted again. Guys, it's calling. The desk is a mess. So is the room, but that's okay. We're here. We made it, everybody. Only a half hour late. No big deal. But guys, we made it. You may notice the link for members to join is not yet on YouTube. I am putting that in the community section right now. So hang tight. And here we go. Community link posted. Visibility. All channel members post. All right. It has been created. Guys, if you would like to, take part in the show with us, jump on, have your voice heard, jump to the member section of the YouTube page, and the link to StreamYard is there. Yeah, Johnny, I'm glad you're here, bro. Nice to have you as always. I don't like this music, though. Let me change this real quick. We're going with the happy-go-lucky music today. There we go. Much better. All right. But yeah, so guys, the link is in the, well, shoot. The link's on the YouTube page. If you want to become a member and you're not yet one, boom. Oh, snap. Look at this. Raid. There's been a raid. Jess sent people over. You're awfully kind, Jess. Thank you so much for doing that. Hope everybody watching is good. Let me get some proper banners up. Wasn't 100% sure I was going to go and do this show today. I wasn't really feeling it, but at the last second, I thought, you know what? Why not? So welcome in, everyone. Thank you guys all so much for being here. The link to become a member is already now in the chat. I'm going to pin it. And then if you're a member already, come to the YouTube page. The link is there. You can jump straight in. You can be on the show. You can have, your voice heard. And we'd love to have you. Let me get that link pinned so it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, it already was pinned. Would you look at that? Hey, all good, everybody. Again, I hope you are doing well. Chris Peters says, I'm on the way home from London, just checking in as usual. I had a few beers with old friends. That's wonderful, man. I almost said be careful on your travels, but I'm sure it's some form of public transit since you guys have that there. So that's nice, but still be safe. Be safe, man. I care about you. I want everything to be good. We got Destiny 5 in the house saying big up. Big up. And of course, Danny Rumsey. Big up, Danny. And Johnny Bethnal Green. Hope all you guys are good. Look at this. Jess saying smash the likes up. They were doing a real cool thing on her and Chris's channel. I'm sure you guys have all seen. If not, it was like a triple watch along. There were 3 matches going on. They were doing a watch along for all of them at once. It was crazy. It was some wild stuff. But yeah, guys, hope you're all doing good. What day is it? Tuesday? I never know what day it is. Feels like Saturday for me because I'm off work, but it is Tuesday. I'm from London, and you're never 5 meters away from a rat/Man United fan. Love it. Man United fans in London? Weird. You wouldn't expect that, I wouldn't think. I understand Manchester's not like everybody's cup of tea. So, yeah. Anyway, what's on everybody's mind? Y'all been watching Champions League today? Been watching anything? I mean, the Barcelona PSG match seemed to be pretty crazy. I'm actually looking up the goals from that as we speak. Oh, these are highlights from the first leg. Yeah, it's going to be a second before I can see the highlights from this match. But red card for PSG, for Barcelona, losing my mind. Red card for Barcelona, though, I understand. Lots of goals. It's always fun. I bet it was a fun one to watch, unless, of course, you are a Barcelona supporter. And then I'm guessing that it was kind of hard. So big ups to everybody, though. Really, again, there's people in the house. I'm really glad you're here. Always nice to have you guys joining in. Always nice. especially after that match we had over the weekend. We got to talk about it a bit, but it's okay. We'll make it through. I want to say also thanks to all channel members for your support. It means a lot, and it helps kind of keep things going. And yeah, hoping that we can grab some people to come on and say hey. But if not, no worries. I did not advertise this correctly. Let me see if I can get a photo of what happened to me yesterday, just for fun, while we're waiting for people. I was playing football, soccer, as I like to call it, in my yard, garden, as maybe you would say. And I stepped on a stick that like impaled my foot. It hurts really bad. Let me find a picture. The picture is not going to do it justice, but I'll put it up here anyway. Like, you guys might think this is pretty cool. It's also going to be gross. But yeah, don't impale your foot with a stick, especially a stick that's not sharp. I feel like I got punched in the foot by Mike Tyson. It really hurts. All right, one sec, guys. I'm going to go radio silent for just 2 seconds. All right, guys. So here it is. I think I got it in here and ready to go. Yeah. All right. First of all, nobody make fun of my tattoo on my ankle, please. It was homemade. It's supposed to be a rocket ship. I'm aware it looks a little bit like a portion of the male anatomy, but here is the wound. And yeah, my foot's dirty. I was playing in the grass and in the dirt, barefoot. But yeah, it really hurts, guys. It does not look that bad in that photo, but I can't walk. Like, I gotta crawl around everywhere. Absolutely no fun. But look at this. Some more comments. What do we got? JBG says had to get out of London. Last of the old Cockneys. Good stuff. Daniel E says big up to you, Daniel. Good to see you, my man. And the mom overlord Stacy, what's up? Said big up. What, I'm a mod? Yeah, you're a mod. And then Talking Beer says, absolutely. This break brought to you by the like button. Smash it. Whoa, what up, Rakdos Madness? I'm good. Just living it up, showing everybody my gross foot wound from yesterday. So yeah, what are you up to? Hope you're good. If you're free, jump on the show. Talking Beer, you too, Nick. If anybody is, what happened there? Nothing even there. You're losing it. I got a puncture wound, dog. It hurts. It hurts bad. And it's just bruised like all around today. No good. Let me pull it off the screen now. Everyone's done seeing my gross foot and my weird tattoo. You're the man, dude. You're the man. I absolutely will. You don't have to do that though. It's way too nice of you. That's probably going to cost like $1 million. Everybody in the chat. Yeah. So Stacy, I was playing soccer in the yard. I had a 15-minute break from work the other day. Just moved into like a new place, so I got like a new little backyard, and I thought I had everything like raked up and like all the sticks and stuff out of there. There was some high grass, and I went like just sprinting full speed into it, and my foot hit a stick. The stick decided it would like to go through my foot. It was bled a lot. I didn't think feet. I don't think, wouldn't think that your feet would bleed that much, but it was everywhere. It was good stuff. So what do we have here though? Destiny 5 saying stop being a softie, Colin. What happened? There's nothing even there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Altel saying, come on, members, join the show. He needs some milk. Good stuff. Big up, Jose. Hope you're good, my man. Yeah, everybody. It does look a little like a backwards exploding rocket. I know the doctor even told me. The doctor was like, hey, looks like you got a dick on your tattoo. I said, thanks. I'm in pain. I appreciate that, though. But yeah, you heard the story probably by now. But yeah, it was definitely a goofy one, and having to go to the God, embarrassing stuff. But look at this. We got Ben Kaufman in the house saying no phones up butts today, Colin. Mine's here. My backup phone is in my butt, but my regular phone is right here. Hopefully we can get some calls. I guess he's not a member. Our good buddy from HMP doesn't seem to be a member because he's not jumped back on yet. But if you're out there, sir, and you are watching this from prison and it's safe to come on, feel free. You're invited. I might throw the link in the chat. You know how dangerous that is. But look at this. Hit the likes and lactate them titties for Colin. I'm probably in a lot. I don't know if you're allowed to just say that. It's past 10 minutes though. I should be good. Yeah, absolutely, definitely do that. Just get them going for me, please. Everyone is bigging up Jose, and why wouldn't you? If you haven't already subbed to his channel, do it. I'll be there tomorrow. It's a great place to be. Checking to see. Getting on the old Reddit, see if anything happened. That was interesting in the old world of Spurs today. Talking is hard. Yeah, so we all know that Dele, well, maybe not everybody knows, but he did some punditry yesterday. I haven't had a chance to go back and listen to any of it and see if any of it was any good, if he did a good job, if he's maybe has a future there. I understand the reasoning behind it was so that Everton would not have to, from my understanding at least, so that Everton wouldn't have to pay that $10 million that they were going to perhaps have to pay us for Dele. If he had hit a certain number of games or minutes or appearances or something, that was when that kicked in. But yeah, so they've avoided that, which kind of sucks for us. But for Dele, I mean, I just want what's best for the man. I almost said for the boy. He's an adult. He's a grown man now. So yeah, I wonder how good he did. Anybody in the chat, if you got to watch the Chelsea Everton match yesterday, how was he? Also, Jose says, please remember what you're told as a child. Wear footwear to avoid dog poo. If only it had been dog poo, I wouldn't be in this situation. I could just hosed it off. Life would have been great. Like the stream if you also want a butt phone, says Ben. And yeah, he's right. I mean, not everyone is lucky enough to have a butt phone. If you would like one, hit the like, and I guarantee you a butt phone. And if you guys are real nice, I'll even play the video just one more time of Mr. Buttphone calling us. And he seems to be holding it pretty close to himself for it having been in his butt. Holy smokes. Destiny 5 became a YouTube member. Destiny, my guy, thank you. I appreciate you big time, man. But you know what that means? Now you got to come on the show. And you know where the link is. But I'll tell you again, it's over in the community section on the Talking Ball YouTube page. So get over there. Get that link and come talk to me. Carl Simpson, though, big up, Carl. So, guys, what should we talk about? Eventually, I want to talk about Arsenal predictions. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. We can talk about the match versus Newcastle. We can talk about Richarlison coming back. And have we been missing him? Is he going to start? There's so many topics. Destiny's going to try jumping on. That's what I like to hear. Destiny, thank you for saving me. I'm a floundering fish. And so there's going to be good stuff. Looks like Mikey Moore trained with the first team today, and as such was not available to play for the U18s. That's kind of cool. That's cool stuff. Yeah, big up, Jess. She says smash the likes up. You know it. Definitely hit the like if you haven't. It helps a ton. And it's so easy. It takes half a second. I would really appreciate it. So thanks. And thank you, Jess, for sending peeps my way. Always appreciated. And guys, Jess has got a cool channel over there. So if for some reason you haven't been over, make sure you get yourself over there. Let me even just make sure you get yourself over there. It's a great channel. They just did a triple watch along. I didn't even know that was possible. So yeah, big up to them. Colin Blackshaw says, "Hi, Colin, mate. What up, Colin? You know, you're like the only other Colin I know. It's a rare name in these parts." And Ben Coffin says, "Sub to all the channels," and he's right. He's totally right. I used to have a notepad document that just had a big list of like everybody I like's channel, but closed it out during work or something one day. Don't know what happened, so I need to re-establish that list. But shit, guys, Destiny 5 became a YouTube member. What a good person. I appreciate that. Aha, and look, it's a friend of mine. Here he comes in. It might be the first time on the show. What's up, dude?
What's up going on, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Second time on the show.
Yeah. As soon as you put it up, I was like, "You son of a bitch." You're right. But it's good to have you. It's really good to have you, man. You been all right?
Thank
Taking
you.
care of yourself?
Yes, I even started a channel.
No way. Give us the link. Tell us the. I want to promote it as much as possible.
It's a Team Tottenham Go.
Nice. I like that. It sounds like Teen Titans Go.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what happens when you let your 8-year-old name the channel.
Hey, no, 8-year-olds are smart. Kids are wise. So, Team Tottenham Go. Sweet. Got it. Got the link right here.
Thank you.
The underscore is what got me. I was like, hold on. Can't find it. Boom. And it is now in the chat. Everybody, go and subscribe to this channel. Please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Man, the match over the weekend. We definitely haven't got to talk about that yet. That wasn't the greatest. And I stayed up 24 hours straight to watch it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm a fool. I worked double and then didn't have very much longer until I was supposed to do my pre-match thing. And I was like, I'll just stay up. And yeah, oops, mistake there. But hey.
Well, it's one of those. I just did a video on this. I was talking about the record through 32 games for Postecoglou and through Ponch. So it was kind of therapy because I was feeling pretty horrible about the 4-0 loss.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, Postecoglou's record is actually really good in his freshman season compared to Ponch's freshman season, Jose's freshman season, Conte's hybrid seasons, because
he started at a weird time.
Yeah, he started at a weird time. He left in the middle. But we're on track. I think we just I'm wondering if like our engine, like a James Madison, needs help. You know what I mean? Like he's not firing on all cylinders right now.
Definitely not. No, if you compare him now with those first couple of matches this season, it's night and day. You know, he doesn't even not making near the impact that he was. So I agree. I agree with you there. That's a good point. And have you noticed how far deep he's dropping back to get the ball? I mean, not looking good. I'm noticing some things that I noticed in seasons past whenever things started to kind of go pear-shaped. And him dropping back is one of those things. He needs to be much closer to goal, in my opinion. We need to let the Bentancurs, the Sars, the Basumas, let them collect the ball from the defense and kind of link defense and attack. Not our most creative player. That just seems strange to me. But
it's very strange. He obviously doesn't have the endurance, and it's not his way of playing. You know, he's having to go out wide, which is weird. I think he's not used to playing the way that he's being forced to play. and I still don't think he's 100%. Something's going on. He's obviously not being open about something.
Agreed.
You know, like we find out with Son, with Richie, you know, we kind of find that they carry these little niggling injuries, and then we don't know until it's kind of at the point where it's really affecting their performance. And I don't know if that's a reflection on our medical staff, because the medical staff might not be doing the best job. I'm still wondering why Richie is out. Do you know why Richie is still out?
No idea. We're missing him. We're missing him. One of the questions I had planned for today was, are we missing him? And we definitely are. I don't think there's any doubt about it. So yeah, I don't know. How surprised would you be? Because for me, it's not very. If after the season finishes, Madison has some minor surgery of some kind to like clear up some lingering problem that he has. Seems to be the way it goes. We frequently, it seems like, ask our players like, hey, could you please put off that surgery for, you know, the rest of the season and then take care of that later.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's to the detriment of some of these players' careers, I think. So yeah, no, it's a weird one. But yeah, I think you're right. I think there is an injury there that we are not privy to.
Yep. And I don't know if that's because that's the culture right now with the medical staff, the way it is, that they kind of don't want to do surgery or anything like that especially right now when the season's about to end in a couple of games. But we have Arsenal in 2 weeks. You know, I'm worried that if we walk into playing Arsenal the way we played Newcastle or West Ham, it's not going to be a North London derby. It's going to be a North London slaughter, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think I think that's one thing that we don't need to worry about too much. Like we come to that match ready to play. And we've got enough of the old boys there, the guys that actually understand this rivalry, how important this match is to the Tottenham fans. I think you know, form, what's the old cliche? Form goes out the window or whatever in a derby match, but it's the truth, you know. United beat Liverpool, or tied or whatever happened, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't think we're going to go out and get hammered. Also, Arsenal have to come out and play against us. You know, I know that it's, you know, we haven't been exactly getting low blocked, but kind of this low to mid block thing that we've been playing against and not faring especially well against. I don't think Arsenal are going to do that. So that is a good thing.
Okay.
But I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe Arteta sees this and goes, hey, it's working for everybody else. But I think just to kind of appease their fans, I think with just the way they play, they have a lot of the ball, they see a lot of the ball, and they don't sit back. And I don't know about you, but I think that we play better against teams that don't sit back and, you know, give us maybe a little room to sneak in behind.
What do you think about the high line and Ange's unwillingness to not have us in a high line? Even at 4-0, we only have two defenders in the back and everybody's all the way up, you know, does that make sense to you? Do you think that Ange needs to be even just a little bit flexible?
So again, I mean, he's made it to where he has by making his decisions and you know what I mean? But, yeah, I get what he's doing, even though we're getting trounced. You know, and in that Chelsea match where we had the players sent off was another good example. He doesn't deviate from what he knows can work. It's not working right now, and that's due to, I think, a combination of things. I don't think he has the players that he wants. You know, I don't think, but I think he's building something, and his style of play is what it is. And you're right. You can tweak little things here and there, and maybe certain matches, you know, we could sit a little deeper. But I don't want to say the season's a wash. That's definitely, because I don't think that. But you know, he's come out in all these press conferences and stuff and interviews and said, "I'm here to win things. I'm not here to get whatever place," or you know. And so I kind of just think he's instilling the way he wants us to play next season. And if it doesn't work out this season, I think it's okay with him. That seems to be what's going on. Just go get the idea, drill it into people's heads, and then maybe next year everything falls into place a little better. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one because they're, the two most similar playing styles, I think, in the Premier League right now to ours would be City and maybe Liverpool. And those guys those guys don't ever sit back, really. You know what I mean? It's not like, unless
they have like a rotary. They have City has a very well set up squad. They have the depth when things go bad. We don't have the depth. I'm a little concerned if Ange doesn't. I understand he might not have all the players because it's his first season. He kind of inherited certain players like Ben Davies, who has been here since the Poch days, and he's got a load of players coming back in from loan.
Oh yeah.
And I did another video on that, like getting rid of those players, except for the ones who have expiring contracts. They're going to be tough to offload because their value has just plummeted. And I think Levy is very driven by profit. Like it had Dyer stayed, I have a feeling he would have wanted like 20 million for Dyer. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm just a little concerned. If you read through the financials that came out not too long ago, in the statements, it's talking about how they are and when I say they, I mean Levy and co. are looking to diversify so that the footballing activities are not the primary activity. That's kind of what they were leading towards. They want to deal in stadium stuff like the NFL and the rugby and the go-karting and the concerts. He's getting into hotels.
Yeah, that's weird, but I mean, make your money. I would just be happy if the money was put back where it belongs, which is on the pitch. But no, I know exactly what you mean. I'm sure you feel the same way.
I would love it.
Yeah. Oh my God, me too. But yeah, I don't know if we'll see that. Have you? First of all, I just wanted to say to Dylan, I believe. Dylan. Well, Dylan. Thank you so much for liking the stream. We appreciate you, buddy. Yours is not a name I've seen around, so you must have come from Jess's. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here. What do you think about this? So we've got some. So you asked me that question about the high line and the tactics and stuff. I would like to hear your opinion. Because Daniel E says here, Colin, but Andrew's in the big leagues now. His flexibility is a must. And then we've got Destiny 5 here saying Ange's pride to attack is killing us. Even Pep changes his ways to respect teams, and Ange's stupid cough in interviews is pissing me off. I haven't noticed the cough, but I'll have to go back and re-listen. But yeah, what's your views on this whole subject, man?
So I think, while I think it's very admirable that he used the high line to get to the Premier League, the Premier League is the pinnacle, I believe, in football, or as we would say, soccer. And there's nothing wrong or weak about showing some flexibility. Like if he came out today and said, you know what, I thought that the high line was the be all end all because that's how I got to this point, and I'm confident in the high line when it works, but I need to be a little bit more flexible because this level of play is different from anything I've ever done. I would have a lot of respect for that. I think everyone would have respect for that. I don't think anyone is so upset about the high line now that they couldn't say, oh, that's great, Ange. We appreciate your flexibility and your willingness to adapt. But a lack of adaptability after a while it's going to look too rigid. And I don't know if that's going to turn off a lot of fans. And I think it might turn off Levy as well, because I think he wants to see a team that will continue to progress. And if the high line is found out, and I think a lot of teams have found out the high line and how to play against the high line, the team will start not doing as well. And then we're just going to go through the cycle again. You know, Levy will get sick of it. He's not going to want that. The fans won't want that. And then suddenly we're losing Ange. And Ange is a fantastic coach. I do not want to lose Ange, but I don't want him to be his own worst enemy and double down on wrong.
I get that. And I see your point and where you're coming from, but I disagree a tiny bit, which is totally fine. And it's cool. And that's actually the beauty of everything. But to me, he's been a manager he's had a long managerial career, and his style of play hasn't really changed, throughout that time. So I think that I don't think any manager, if they had paid any attention to his career up until when he came to Spurs, would have had any problem figuring out how Spurs were going to play. They would have known how Spurs were going to line up. They would have known that we were going to play with this high line. They would have known how to kind of compensate for that. I don't think I think it's just a lot of individual errors, especially in that Newcastle match. Jesus, like at least 3 of the 4 goals were individual errors. And Talking Beer here says something I kind of like too. He says, I don't think tactics are the issue. This style of play requires different players, and we don't currently have them. We are paper thin across the board.
That's true.
And so I think, another transfer window or 2, we get rid of some of these on loan players, we don't want back, clearly. We create some space in the squad. We raise some funds, but that shouldn't really even be part of the equation, since we supposedly have so much money that we are have available to spend or are allowed to spend. You know what I mean? FFP type stuff.
Sure.
So,
I'm curious. I'm curious to ask, and I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm curious to ask, who of the first team do you think really isn't a high line Ange player that would need to be replaced? Because I think, although I love the players, there are obviously players that probably need to be moved on because they just don't fit the system. Like, I think Yves Bissouma is a player that doesn't fit the system. That
was going to be the first time out of my mouth, for sure.
He's a fantastic player, but he's not the player where he's being played. He's a 6, right? Is he a DM? Is that what he's been playing?
I guess. See, since Ange doesn't really play with like an out-and-out defensive midfielder, he usually plays with 2 kind of box-to-box midfielders that can sort of, play the defensive role, but also join the attack as well. Bissouma, his whole career has been, the most defensive midfielder. He sure was for Brighton. Whenever he had so many good, games for them. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like we broke him. Like, he came to us as a player, and now he just is not. And it sucks because I wanted him so bad. And now I'm just like, he can go. I don't mind.
He was a great deal too. We got him for a steal.
Yes, because of the possible, the uncertainties of things. I don't want to.
Yep.
You know what I mean. But real quick, I could never pronounce his name, and I want to so bad, but I don't know how to do it. But they say, right. I know. I don't even know where that comes from. But Judson Sabel could be Spurs' hero of the future if you give him one chance. No, man. Hey, I've heard wonderful things. There's actually a member of our community, Adrian Sroka is his name. He might pop up here at some point, who watches a ton of like the Spurs youth setup. And he has nothing but great things to say about Mr. Sunsup Bell. I fully agree with you, my friend, that he could be the hero of Spurs for the future, but he'll just need to kind of wait in line just a little bit longer before he gets his chance. We've got tons of youngins coming in too. Have you noticed that seems to be like the direction that we're moving, which I don't have a problem with necessarily.
I love it. I think it's great when we have the younger. It kind of reminds me of the Pochettino days, where I like that a lot. I don't know. Can you tell me more about that Sunsup Bell player? I don't know who it is.
I know he played in the Chelsea youth setup, I believe, and we were able to kind of pull him away. He is an attacking player. I want to say he plays like on the wings and maybe as an attacking midfielder. And dude just scores goals, lots of goals.
Mhm.
Just very good goal scorer.
Cool.
And definitely people in the chat can tell us a lot more than I have. But yeah, he seems to be great. And the fact that Chelsea were pissed when we prized him away from them. So that's a good sign, in my opinion. I'll take that all day.
We have
every day.
Lucas Bergvall coming next season also, which will be big.
Yeah. And then we also have that one really young defender coming from
Oh, yes.
Eastern
I
Europe,
remember
somewhere,
her.
I want to say.
If
Yeah.
I could only project what I could see, yes. I can imagine what he looks like. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I don't think we're getting him
Big kid.
Yeah, huge for his age.
Huge.
Monster.
Yeah.
Um, Real quick, want to get through some more of these comments here. Jess says, smash the likes, 100%. Destiny 5 says, if you were going to paper over the cracks, you should have got Poch back and just breaking the cracks. And Ange needs to learn to adapt, like Daniel E. said. The best managers are flexible.
Flexible. I agree about flexibility.
Hey, yeah, I don't disagree. I just not a coach, you know what I mean? So it's hard to
Oh, yeah.
It's hard for me to say. The highest level I've ever coached was middle school. If you don't know, if you're from a place where they don't have middle school, that's like ages 8 to 13, 8 to 13 or something like that. So we didn't do any of this. I was lucky to be able to get them to keep a formation and not just chase the ball the entire match. But exactly, guys, spot on. The Highline gets exposed even more, and he's not flexible in this league. It won't go the other way until you do something. We will have to see. Nick Talking Beer says Ange inherited a roster full of players that are better suited for another style. That's so true. Our last two managers, like if Ange would have inherited Pochettino's team directly when Pochettino left, he would be in so much better shape, I think, than he is now, having inherited these teams made in Mourinho and Conte's image, which are not the way that Ange plays ball. So you got to think about that too. We've come from two kind of pragmatic managers who like to sit back, who like to be that low block team, counterattack team. What's getting done to us and undoing us is exactly what we used to like to do ourselves.
I miss that combination of Danny Rose and Kyle Walker on this, on the wing. It was a dream back then, and Jan Vertonghen, and
you don't know how good you have it until you don't have it anymore.
That's right. So controversial. Who would you say is your controversial pick for the player who doesn't fit the Highline style, and probably you would be okay seeing leave in the summer?
It kills me to say this, but I think Sonny could be improved upon.
Really?
Yeah, he's just aging, right? He's kind of getting towards the top end of the highest level of your career. He's getting towards that. I would even say that he started to decline some. He's very, very, very clinical. He's a good finisher. He only needs one or two chances and he'll put it away. That's something that only he has on this squad right now. If we are to get rid of Son, basically, if he's not willing to go to the Saudi league, I don't want to sell him. I want to sell him to somebody offering ridiculous money. Like if somebody offered us anything over 80 for him, I'd say we'd have to take it. We'd have to.
Wow.
Just because of his age, we're never going to get an offer like that again for him.
Sure.
So that's just something. Hey, look at this. Great guest, by the way, says Destiny 5.
Thank you.
Compliments.
Thank you.
There is a channel too that you can go to and see a lot more of him. I'm gonna throw that in the chat again for you, my man.
Thank you.
You got it. And while I'm going through comments, Jose says, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to Jose at El Tel Cockro. And he says, I'm watching. Big up, Jose. Glad to have you watching, man. Johnny Bethnal Green says, you can have all the best strategies in the world, but half our players haven't got the mentality or the creativity. And guess what? We've got somebody in the back. Thumbs up. You good? Coming in? And here he comes. Jose's here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Jose.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not bad, man. Not bad. Just relaxing, getting ready for work for the morning. I subbed over to your channel. I didn't realize you had a channel, but I subbed over.
Thank you.
What we need to do, if we can, is put Alan's link back up to try and get him some more subs from.
Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Jose, did you watch Barcelona play against Paris Saint-Germain?
No, I don't watch all that crap. It's all fantasy league football, that stuff for me. It's all oil money and there's all sorts going on there. No, I didn't. I'm aware of the results tonight, but no, I didn't watch any of that football at all. The other thing is for people that haven't subbed to me either, I've put it in the chat to sub to me. And the other thing is if people haven't subbed to Jesse's 3 short of getting to 500.
Oh,
so
shit.
If we can help, if we got 3 people in the chat that haven't subbed to Jesse yet, let's see if we can get it to 500 from his Talking Ball stream.
Let's do it. Putting the link in again for that as well.
Put it in there. I'm definitely going to do it.
Boom. There it is.
With what Alan was saying earlier, Simsuk Bell.
Yes, please.
He's a youngster that we bought from Chelsea's academy.
Yes.
Chelsea wanted to keep him, and he decided against signing a new contract at Chelsea to stay in their academy, and he's come to us. So he's a guy that plays in the front three.
Okay.
In the same system that Ange plays for the under-21s, plays in the front three. He plays alongside Will Lancashire, who's another player that we bought from Sheffield United to bring into our academy, but we paid 2.1 million for Will Lancashire. Simsuk Bell we got on a free. So what we're doing is we're actually padding out our
academy.
We're doing the model that Chelsea have done 10 years ago, that Liverpool have done, that Man City have done, whereby we're bringing the best players we can to our academy in the hope that some of these become jewels in the future. To come into our first team, to play in the first team, or if they're not good enough and they're not given a chance in the first team, they're sold for very good money, which is the model that Chelsea and Man City have done. You can see Man City let Cole Palmer go to Chelsea. He came from £40 million to Chelsea. You've got other players. You've got the goalkeeper, James Trafford, who's gone to Burnley as a goalkeeper. He didn't make a first team appearance, yet they bought him for like 15 million or 20 million pounds. You got some of the players that went to Southampton from Manchester City that hardly played for the first team, came out of Man City's academy, and they were sold to Southampton for a fair few million. So it's understandable what Tottenham are trying to do. They're trying to see if they can find some jewels amongst these players that go into your first team. So that should always be it. It should always be your players go to your first team. But if not, then it's see if you can sell them on for a profit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the future. It sounds like it's going to be pretty amazing.
That's the hope. That's always the hope, but we'll have to find out how it all comes together. It would be great if we kept a manager for more than a season and let them build something. So that's what I think we've got to do here. You know what I mean? We have to. If we keep playing this manager merry-go-round, for one, nobody's going to want to come. Nobody's going to come be a manager if you don't think you're even going to make it a year. And what are you going to have the chance to build? It just seems like a poison chalice. And if we fire, I don't think we can fire Ange. I just don't. Not for a while anyway, because nothing has changed. We haven't had the time to change anything. But real quick, some more comments before I get buried in them, which I'm good at that. David Clark says, please tell me why you are shocked by Joe Louis and Daniel Levy building hotels and other high-stakes properties when they're both property developers that spend their whole working life. Good point. With their DC from Leicester.
Not shocked. Definitely not shocked.
Yeah.
What difference is concern. Because I want the first team to be the primary reason for this entire group. I want them to invest in the first team, and I want that to be what they focus on. But from what I've read in the financials, it seems like they are very interested in expanding outside of the first team, which is just a concern because it means that they're going to be spending big money on things like hotels and stuff, which I don't begrudge them. I think they've done a fantastic job maintaining a club. We have a fantastic stadium. We are well within FFP. We don't have those concerns like Chelsea and Newcastle and many other teams, Everton. I'm just, it looks like they have pretty big eyes, their eyes are starting to look elsewhere. And I just don't want them to get too carried away with becoming hoteliers again.
I'm on the exact same wavelength as you, my friend. I'm worried that it's probably not going to change much. It seems to have been the modus operandi for years and years, and I don't know. I don't know if I see it changing. I don't know, but
yeah,
it does sort of also seem like maybe they're priming to sell. Do you get that vibe at all that they're getting the club like maybe ready for a potential sale or to make it at least as to at least get some people interested, maybe make it a desirable option.
I do. I see them doing what Manchester United has just done. I think Daniel Levy isn't interested in running a football team. I think he's more interested in the financial side, which is his background. That's his passion. That's his forte. He is not a footballing guy per se. But for the fact that he partly owns a football club, he probably would just be doing hotels and real estate development and other stuff. And now that he has...
Oh, sorry. Supposedly he's a Spurs fan too, but I've never seen any evidence of that other than him saying it. It's really hard for me to believe, actually, that he supports Spurs. Does anyone know where he even grew? Like, I guess I could just Google it like a non-lazy asshole, but where is he from?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? He's from... No, God, just search up the actor for me. 1 second. Okay. Because, there's that actor.
He was a Spurs supporter, though, before he joined the club.
Really? For real? You promise?
Was he?
Yeah.
He was born in Essex.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's on the coast.
Yeah.
Well, Essex is just outside London. It's to the east. It's to the east of where Tottenham is.
Wow, and it says he's a lifelong Tottenham Hotspur supporter and attended his first match at White. I know, but yeah, supported in his first match was at White Hart Lane against QPR in the 1960s. Sheesh.
Huh.
Well,
but I'm not. I think in a perfect world for him, I would guess that they would look for an Ineos type of investment. Yeah, an Ineos type of investment to take over the footballing side, and then he'll just concentrate on everything else.
Yeah, that's what I wish would happen, and I think a lot of fans would be okay with that. I think a lot of fans, if he honestly really did that, had nothing to do with the footballing side of things, and left that all to other people, I think the Levy out chance would be gone. I think that not nearly as many people would care if he was there because they wouldn't be seeing him on a day-to-day basis. He wouldn't be messing up deals. He wouldn't be causing problems for the club that we all love. Destiny 5 puts in, though, the Tottenham signing Vicario and VDV is Klopp in the making, signing VVD and Allison. 100%. I agree. I think those were two monster signings for us, and that are going to continue to get better and better. And then Nick says, look at the top 3 clubs. How long have those managers been there? And he's 100% right. It does take some time.
Yeah, Nick makes a good comment, and Alan said it earlier. And I've said it many a time on the shows as well. If you look at the managers that are above Tottenham at the moment, I give you, who's top of the league? Says Man City. I give you Pep Guardiola 8 years plus. I give you Jurgen Klopp 9 years plus. I give you Arteta 5 years plus, and I'll give you Emery 2 years plus. You know, and if I go further down, you got Ten Hag 2 years plus. The only person who's got the same period of time as Ange is Pochettino. Now, where Ange is now with this Tottenham side is in a far better position than what some of these other managers were in their first 8 months. All right.
Mhm.
Now we're looking at Man City now, and they're a force of nature. They're a force of nature. The team that they've got, squad they've got, but that's been built over time. He's got what he's got now, but he's been there for 8 odd years. Klopp has done what he's done, but he's been there 9 odd years. Then Arteta and everything. So what you've got to do is you've got to realise there is a timeline for success. There is a timeline to build and get to where you want to get, and then carry on that path. We're only 8 months in. You know, we've got to give it a chance. We've got to stop calling out people. I mean, if we were languishing in 16th in the league and we were playing really boring crap football, then I'd understand people going after the manager or going after the players or going after, you know, whoever it may be.
Tactics or whatever, yeah.
But for the last 4 years, I've been served up dross. And I don't want dross anymore. I'm happy with what I see. Okay, we're not winning the league this year, but I tell you what, the football bloody excites me. I love getting out and watching Tottenham play football. I look forward to every game that we play. And at the end of the day, when we've come away from that, win, lose or draw, I still support my club, you know. And I'm not spitting feathers. I'm not biting bullets like I used to under Conte, Mourinho, Nuno, you know, and the list goes on. Stellini.
Nuno. How did I forget Nuno? I blocked that out of my... Yeah, wow. Wow. That just slapped me in the face. Nuno. And we won our first match of the season against Manchester City. Sheesh.
Yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, it depends whether people are patient or not. If people are patient, the future looks bright. But you've got to be patient to go with it.
And if they're not patient, I just fear what happens next. You know, like at this point, it's going to be hard to get a manager to come here. We're looking at Ryan Mason as our first team manager. If I don't know,
So when you're saying that, Colin, what are you saying? Are you saying? See, I don't believe that that the board would sack Ange. Right? I don't believe the board sacks Ange. Ange is a phenomenal success. In front of the media, he's an absolute success. Ange has saved the board. Ange has deflected away the anger that was for the board. Ange has deflected that by what we've done so far this season. The only people that get themselves in trouble are the board themselves. So the board were swimming and they were going happy-go-lucky and going well until they made the stupid faux pas of upping the season ticket prices and taking away the OAP's concessions. That wasn't on Ange. That was the board. The board put their foot in the shit and they've raised their head over the parapet by doing that. But under Ange, the board won't want to get rid of Ange. Ange is a media dream. Ange says the right things in his own way, says the right things that appeases the fans, it appeases the board, it appeases the media. So they won't want to sack him. The only fear I've got, and I've said this all along, is I believe, and I don't know him, I've never met him, but Ange comes across like a man of principle to me. And if Ange gets messed about, I can see Ange be the one that walks. He won't get kicked, he'll walk himself. So, you know, at the end of the day, if people calling for his head and all that, the board ain't getting rid of him. If he's going to go, he's going to walk himself. That's my opinion.
And I think you're probably right. I just hope that, you know, whenever Levy sees that he's in trouble, it seems like his first instinct is to sack the manager, just hoping that that'll make the problems go away. But yeah, I hope you're right. I don't think that they'll sack him either. But you'd be surprised how many people are actually calling for it. It's you know, yeah.
I can't believe people are already calling for Ange's head. I mean, again, I was talking about it earlier. If you look at the previous 4 or 5 managers in their freshman season, they didn't have as good a season as Ange has been having. They just haven't.
No.
So
So
And look at Arteta and Arsenal now. Like, look where he's got them.
How many is Jessie on now? Because I'm going to see if we can get 3 more for her to get to the 500. What's she on now?
Refresh. Still on 497. Come on, gang. Let me put that link right back up.
Yeah.
All right.
Once I'm off, I'm definitely subscribing.
We need 3
Sweet.
people. 3 people who haven't done so already. If we can get 3 people who haven't done so already to subscribe to Jess, we'll get her to the 500 tonight.
The Holy Land, 500. Come on, guys. Let's do this. I'm trying to see who's in here who I don't think's been over there yet. Okay, guys, by the way, we have a fan that's been asking us all about Judson Bell, and since I don't know anything about him, I thought maybe one of you guys could help me answer this. Let me find the exact one. But just asking basically like what his ceiling looks. What do you think his ceiling is, Jose?
Judson Bell.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say at the moment because
He's only like 16 or something.
He's playing academy football. The only player that's come out of the under-21s that's had the most minutes so far this season is Donnelly. But do we really know what Donnelly's about? We know he's hacking it in the under-21s, but the few minutes that he's had, he hasn't had long enough to come on the pitch and impress. You know, so we don't. So if you're asking me the question, I couldn't give you an answer because I can't give you the answer on Donnelly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean,
just
Phillips,
curious.
I mean, you look at Phillips and Donnelly; they've gone out on loan to the Championship, the league below where we're at the moment. Phillips is like that. He's loved at Plymouth. Sheffield United are already inquiring whether they can take him on a seasons-long loan next season. They're already asking the question now. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's difficult unless we give these people a chance. Then it's difficult to make that, decision. Yeah, they look great in the under-21s, but
Sure, but can they make that? Can they make that step up?
We're talking about men's football, but you've got to be a club. If they're good enough, you'll give them a chance. Is the way I see it. Barcelona, they played tonight. How many youngsters do they have in their team?
A few.
They had Kabasi playing. Yamin Lamau was playing. They had
Yamal kid's good.
Pedri in midfield was playing. Off the subs bench, Firmin came on. The guy that came on to play in attack came on. They got so many people, you know, so many youngsters, but you got to give them a chance. In the Premiership, you don't get. What can I say? You don't get 5 or 6 youngsters being brought through at any one stage into your first team squad, like Barcelona have done. But they've done it for certain reasons because of the money situations, and it's worked out really well for them. The last people to do this was Ferguson when he brought through the class of '92, when he brought all the youngsters through like Scholes, Beckham, Giggs, the Nevilles, and he brought all these players through. But there was a good core 6 to 8 players that he brought through then. But since then, no club's really done it. So, you know, we're not the only ones. There's going to be other academies as well from other clubs that they're going to talk highly of their players. But we don't get to see too many actually make it through. Man City have got a few. Liverpool's certainly got a few. Arsenal have had a couple in Saka and Martinelli who've come through already. But the next one off the conveyor belt, I don't know who that's going to be at Arsenal because they're not getting. You're not seeing anyone. Aston Villa are beginning to put a couple of like Jacob Ramsey, Ibra Grugan or something. The guy's name is. You've got the other youngster, the French boy who plays midfield, is injured now at the moment. So they've got a few youngers that are coming through now that are 20, 19, 20, 21, so to speak. So it's a case of, if they're good enough, give them a chance next year.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, we're at 498 on Jess's. And I would say, Alan, you're at 19 now, I believe.
Oh, thank you.
So we're growing. Everybody's doing their part in the chat. Big up to everyone. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I mean,
we just need 2 more.
Destiny.
Oh, sunflower seeds. Nice. Nice. Ben saying movies from where his parents are. Redbridge area. Johnny Bethnal Green saying we've been the Gravy Train Club since Sugar. Unfortunately, right. Somebody said up further. Well, basically, someone had a comment about Levy owning 100% of Tottenham, but David says he only owns like about 30% of Spurs. And these shares are part of a family trust. Joe Lewis is a majority owner with over 70% of shares, which are also now in a family trust.
In the
Interesting
family
stuff.
trust. Yep. They
Yeah,
are.
makes sense because he's a million years old. So I do get that.
Well, he did that. Remember, he had the lawsuit against him here in the U.S.
Oh, you're right. So did he move the money because of that? You think?
I think he did it I think he knew he was going to get in trouble. And I think he did that. If you recall, he transferred shares maybe 6 months or a year before he got in trouble.
Scummy, but I get it. Got it. Game, respect, game. You know, he's
Yeah.
Had he not done that, Tottenham would have been in big trouble.
Big trouble.
You think?
Yeah. No, it's not think. Yeah. It would have been.
Yeah.
In what way?
Yeah.
So
Because
Just-
the money can be traced back, can't it? And your assets are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
gotcha.
Yeah, they could have gone after him for that.
Yeah,
Who knows what?
Tottenham Hotspur.
He may-
isn't it?
Yeah, they could have forced him even. It just depends on what would have happened to him. He could have been forced to sell off part of the club. Who knows what, wherever he could, if he needed more money, more liquidity, who knows?
And
Exactly.
and then whether you're fit for purpose as an owner.
500
That's a question as
subs. 500 subs. Let me make the banner for it. JSY 500.
Have we got to
subs.
500?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jesse, we've done it for you.
500.
Congrats.
Yes, you are at the magical, mystical 500. So everyone, head over there, get your memberships, get your super chats in, all that lovely stuff.
No, she needs to set it all up now.
Right, she does. And luckily, it doesn't take very long. It's pretty easy. You got to wait a day or 2 or 3 or something. But yeah, yes, you were all good. And look at this.
Well done, Jess.
We've got Kate in the house saying just subbed over to Alan, I think. Big up, Kate. Thank you.
Thank you.
What have I missed? David Clark says he subbed to Jess. Thanks, David Clark. DC, we appreciate you. Thank you for reading all my comments. May all of you be fulfilled in all your wishes. Thank you. You're a super kind person. You're welcome here anytime. Thanks for being so nice.
What is the name? I would love to know what his name is.
Same. Somebody told me that it's I don't know. I wish I knew how to pronounce it.
That person who's saying that now on screen, put up my channel, tell him to subscribe to El Tel Cocro. He seems like a really nice chap.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me find your channel here.
He's the kind of person that I'd like over at my channel. He's very respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the type we like over here too. So here is the link to Jose's channel. Go over and subscribe to him. If you like this content, it's just like they're very similar channels. So go and hang out over there. We would love to talk to you.
And we released earlier on today the jail clip. I don't know if
We
you saw
did.
it, Alan.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, we can
did
show
a
them
watch
now.
along- we did a watch along on Saturday for the game, and a guy who was in prison here in England joined the stream.
Really?
He joined the stream from his prison cell.
Yep.
How did he even do that?
Illegally, he had an illegal phone.
Phone up
Crazy.
the butt. Phone right up the butt into jail. He
Wow.
told us. He told us he came to jail in his butt. He was very open about things. No pun intended there. That was
So I've clipped it and I've put it on my channel earlier on tonight.
I gotta go. I'm gonna definitely look at that. I can't believe that.
yeah.
That's in a way that's very honor. I mean, like I would be honored. You know what I mean? Like he was willing to put it up his prison wallet just to be able to stream and watch you guys. That's awesome.
Except I kicked him off, but yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what was coming next. So we've been burned in the past. I like to tell this story, but one time we put the link in the chat and somebody came in the show. They look like a normal person. But next thing you know, nudity, profane. It was really bad. And so I've been trying really hard to avoid that. And as soon as this dude said the word asshole, I was like, nope, click. Just because I was not trying to have that. That was a bad day. So, guys, there's one thing I wanted to see. There was some stuff up here. Basically just, I think it's like conjecture and talking about Levy and the ownership of the club. But Destiny 5 says that Levy is in control and Joe Lewis's shares are now in Daniel Levy's son's name. Interesting. No idea about that. But Jess says 22 likes. Let's get this stream on 40 likes. Let's do it, guys. Come on. Destiny is saying Levy owns 100% of Tottenham. That's super weird. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, not according to his not according to the team financials. I think it was someone else was saying it was like 29 and something percent.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I was always thinking. But who knows? What do we know? You know.
Talking Biz just put a comment up there to say that Jacob's wife's gone into labour.
Oh snap! Everybody, send some good thoughts and well wishes to Jacob, whose family is growing today. His wife is having their little baby girl today. So yeah, everybody, exactly. Let's send positivity his way. Jacob from United Spurs of America, great channel, great dude.
Congrats.
Yes. I'm sure he has been so nervous and so excited, and all the emotions. Hope everything goes swimmingly, and we get to see a beautiful baby on screen soon.
Yes. Is it his first?
Second.
Yep. So, wonderful.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's really
Dry
good.
Roasted in the chat. I ain't seen him for a while. Dry Roasted, good evening. Welcome to Talking Ball, to Colin's members show. Just to say, you've been missed on predictions, Dry Roasted. So I'm doing a marathon one on Friday. We're doing 15 predictions for 15 games. So if you want to join back in, Dry Roasted, you're more than welcome to do so.
We would love to have you. That's the day to get your points back up too. 15 games. Sheesh. It's like 45 points up for grabs, man. Hey, look who's here. Lee Smithy Smith saying congrats, Jacob. Yes, 100%. Lee Smithy Smith, come have your say, brother. Would love to see you, man. And look at this. I subscribed to your channel. May your channel prosper. And what will you think or say? May you be as intelligent as Albert Einstein. This person is the sweetest person I've ever talked to. So thanks again for your support. Really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you.
Jose, I have a question for you. I was asking Colin earlier about who you think in the first team doesn't really belong in the Ange system and you would replace in the summer.
Sorry, out of who?
Out of whoever's on our first team.
It's difficult to say because what I would say, equally as we need to bring players in of a certain level, and we got Lucas Bergvall coming, and he's like the new Messiah.
Yep.
However, the way I see it, and I saw this last season as well, and I said this last season, it's equally not only about bringing players in, it's about the players that we can shift and move on. Mm-hmm. Contrary to people's popular beliefs about Levy wanting to be a penny pincher, I think Levy's learned or has been learning because the reports are out there that they've offered Ndombele to Galatasaray for 5 million. And Galatasaray said no.
Oh
my God, that's funny. That's funny. Not even for 5 million, huh?
Not even for 5.
There's rumors that they're going to let Hill go for really cheap as well. Bearing in mind that we spent 21 million on Hill. So
plus Eric Lamela, right? Or are you counting Eric Lamela in that? Okay.
So where I'm getting to is I think that Levy knows that you just got to get people out of the club and off the wage, but you got to move them on. You can't stagnate and keep trying to ask for this year. I'm asking for 50 million. Send the person out on loan. Next season, I'm going to ask for 30 million for him. Send him out on loan. Now we're asking for 5 million for him, and people are saying no. So at the end of the day, I think that Tottenham need to look at the players that we can send out on loan first and foremost, because we've got 25 players in the squad as it is, and then the 6 people we've got out on loan. That means we've got 31 players. We've got too many players, and we need to get rid of some. So I can see a lot of the loan players going out for leaving the club, and then after that, we need to be looking at the players we got within the club and moving them on. I would say you're probably looking at Hill.
Yep.
Sessegnon.
Yep. He's going to be tough to move on because he's always injured.
Yeah, but if you let him go for like 5 million, someone will take a chance on him.
Okay.
Because he's in the last year of his contract. He's had injuries and that. You're not going to get 25 million back for him. So you've got some of these players you're going to have to let go cheap.
Yep.
By all accounts, Højbjerg's going.
He wants to go. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, you've got Skip's a possibility as well.
And Skip is all profit because he's home. He came through the academy.
Yeah, but we're not in. We haven't got problems financially with the PSR and stuff like that. We haven't got the problems, and we haven't. So we're not going to be affected that much. Not as other teams have. Then when you're looking along the defence, let me go back to goalkeepers. The two goalkeepers that we got behind Forster in Brandon Austin and Whiteman, they're taking up 2 spaces in the squad. They're never going to get an appearance at Tottenham, so you've got to be looking to move them on. So you need to move players on to create room. I mean, players like I think Udogie becomes 21. So I think Udogie becomes a fully fledged squad member, not an under 21 like it was this year.
Oh yeah.
Pat Sarr becomes 21, becomes a fully fledged. So you've got to find room for these players because at the moment they're not in your 25. People are going to say we need to look at Emerson as well. There's a big clamour. People are going to say look for Emerson. I would say possibly look at Kulu. If Kulu's not going to fit,
Kulu. Okay.
And you're going to bring another number 10 in.
Or we definitely need another number 10.
Because Bergvall to me is an 8.
I agree, but there's people that talk about him like he is a 10 or like that he can play it very well or something. But yeah, I also see him as more of an 8.
So there's a lot of work to be done, Alan. You're asking me the question. There's a lot of work to be done. A hell of a lot of work. So level off your Suma.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones that came up for us too. Yeah.
Some people are calling out for Suma as well. There's a lot.
What about Giovanni Lo Celso?
Oh, sorry, Lo Celso as well. Yeah.
Jose's a big Lo Celso fan. Actually,
I'm not.
No, I know. I'm only saying it because Shemtan calls you Jose Lo Celso all the time. But real quick, I just want to throw this comment up. Our wonderful, kind, sweet guest is saying, I use Google Translate. There may be some right or wrong. I apologize, but I really wish Tottenham Hotspur well. I swear. All is good. I wish. Can you tell us, do you mind letting us know what language that you speak natively? And maybe I could Google Translate some stuff back to you.
Can you translate your name for us, please? It'd be
the name.
If you did that,
I'm wondering if it's like Indonesian or something.
That's what. So somebody said earlier in the chat that it was something like that. I was like, oh, I wish I could read it, and they're like, yeah, you can't.
If they translate their name, then we can call them by their name. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
It absolutely would be. We would love that. So if you don't mind getting us that, it would mean the world to us. But yeah, guys, there's a nice little debate happening between, and I say debate, David Clark and maybe Daniel E. But I like it. David Clark saying Levy's son has none of Lewis's shares. They're in a trust and will be in Joe Lewis's daughter's name. And just some stuff. It's I like it. They're going back and forth a bit, and I am in full support of that. We asked earlier too. And he said, 2 lawyers are in charge of Joe Lewis's trust. They both used to work for Tavistock Group, owned by Joe Lewis. Lewis has only given Levy financial power to run Spurs. That makes sense.
Yep.
Kingy, I don't know if we've ever talked, Kingy, but nice to meet you. Hi everyone. How are you doing? Listen, I reckon next season, and this is where I got kind of lost. I reckon we will get a title. Does that say title? Title under curse expletive hand build a squad. if you're saying what I think you're saying, and that's that we can get a title next season if we let Ange build a squad, then I think you're 100% right. And I think that's what this comment is saying. And if not, let me know, and I will go back and readdress it. I apologize. What else we got? Gyros Peanut says Basuma and the striker are wait, so like Richie? Because that's the only
Like Richie, that's what I'm wondering.
striker. Yeah, that's the only striker we've got, really. Kate just messaged Jacob to wish him all the best. Good on you, Kate. I need to do the same. Lee said that he would come on, but he was busy, and he winked at me, so I asked him if he was jerking it. Talking Beer says that he would replace Basuma, Kulu, Højbjerg, Hill, Davis, Royale, Werner, send back. That's where you got a problem. That's where we got problems, Nick. And then Richie. I have a thing where I actually think Werner's a really good player, but
Me too.
you too?
I do. He's worth the money. I say keep him. He has. I think he has experience that our younger players can benefit from. If yet we know where he's weak, we know what his kryptonite is, but he's very fast and he makes plays.
He makes things happen. Exactly. Yes.
He makes things happen. He scares the defenders on the other side. Yeah, exactly. Werner to stay. I'm all for that.
Fully agree. I mean, also, we talk about players taking time to like settle in and bed into clubs. He didn't. We literally threw him into the starting lineup and said, "All right, go for it," and he produced.
Yep.
And yeah, does he miss some shots that like Son would make? Yeah, absolutely. But Sonny's also one of the most lethal finishers in the league, so maybe the most. So I don't know. I feel like also, do you think, Alan, that maybe his small price tag is clouding people's judgment of him, and they think of him as only a 15 million pound player instead of, you know what I mean? If his buy option was higher, do you think think more people would have a better opinion of him? I almost think they go, oh, 15 million, typical Levy signing. He's terrible.
Oh, yeah. You may be right. I didn't even think about that, but I think you're right. That they figure 15 million is like a throwaway, and it's easy to just say, nah, it's better spent somewhere else. No big deal. But I think they underestimate him. All they see are his misses, and they're sitters. Look, no, I'm not defending his finishing. His finishing is terrible, and that's. But at least we know what he has to work on, right? He doesn't have.
And people act like since he's 28, he can't improve. That's a fallacy. He absolutely can improve his finishing, and his finishing hasn't always been shit. He was scoring damn near a goal a game in his first stint in Germany before he came to Chelsea. These players don't just break. You know what I mean? Like even goalkeepers, there's not that much difference between goalkeeping quality between the Bundesliga and the Premier League. Really, there's not. And if he's getting into the positions to score, then it's not the defenders who are causing him the problems. It's all up here. And I think he can fix that. That can be fixed.
Yep, 100%. I agree.
But Talking Beer says, take that 15 million and put it toward a better winger. But
a better winger would cost more than 15 million. It would, I would argue it would cost 40 million or 50 million to get a better winger.
Yeah, and since we're going to be playing at least in some European competition next season, most likely, and we'd like to not absolutely just flop out of the domestic cups again, we need depth. We need players, even if, even if he's not the strongest player that we've got, even if he's not our best winger, we still, you know what I mean? He would still serve a purpose. There would still be use for him. And he is creating things. He's making things happen. I know that a lot of it's been like forced own goals, but he's forcing those. He's getting the ball into the so yeah, I get kind of frustrated when people act like he's just a waste of time. I do get though that he can be improved upon. I just think that with a paper thin squad like ours, having a player that fits the system that Ange seems to like and that is contributing to goals and assists, I say, why not? I know his wages aren't exactly low, but I don't think it's a terrible buy.
No, it's a great buy. Well, it's not our money either. I mean, if they want to spend that on, for his wages, I think he's totally worth 15 million pounds. And
without a doubt.
And again, I can't stress enough to replace him. Like, we don't necessarily need a winger right now. We have wingers, but we definitely need other positions. We need a strike, like an out-and-out striker. We need to spend big money on a couple of different positions. I don't know that the left side is where we need to spend the money this summer.
I would agree. We definitely need an actual number 9, a striker that I think, we need at least another striker. I don't think Richarlison needs to go unless crazy money is offered for him, because he can still do a job at times when called upon. But we definitely need to improve there. What do you think about a player like I hear Vlahovic mentioned a lot, and I know that we were obviously linked really strongly with him for a while, and then he went to Juve, and then hasn't exactly. I mean, I think he's been having a good season this season, but last season wasn't great. Do you have any real feelings one way or the other toward Dusan Vlahovic?
I think Juventus has financial issues, so it's possible that he's gone regardless of whether he would want to stay at Juventus.
Yeah.
I think he would be okay. I know we are now in talks with Santiago Jimenez.
I like him better for what it's worth.
Yes, I would prefer him. He's younger. He's right now he's a goal machine.
And he seems to contribute a little bit more in like the build up. He's not just like a tap it in kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Right. I want someone that was kind of like Harry Kane, because Harry used to drop deep, and he would contribute not just goals, but he would set up goals for other players. So I don't necessarily think we need to find someone just like Harry Kane, but I want someone that's not just going to poach a goal here and there. And I think Vlahovic doesn't really support outside of the final third.
I agree completely. I wouldn't be mad if he came.
No.
But I don't think it's sort of like when we signed Roberto Soldado, though. It's just a good player in the wrong system, I think. And he would probably not look great here, and people would be upset. And, round and around we go.
We spent bail money on him.
Dude, I know. It was a record signing at the time, I think 35, something like that.
Something like that.
And I was talking about him earlier today, so I just remember, but he had been the third highest goal scorer in Spain for something like 4 years before we got him, only behind Messi and Ronaldo every year. And then he came here and couldn't buy a goal because we played completely. We didn't provide him any service. We played a striker that thrived off of balls in the box with inverted wingers. I don't know. Anyway, I just see it being another situation like that if Vlahovic were to come here. I don't think he's the one. You
mentioned.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. I cut you off. Sorry.
No, you had mentioned. No, it's okay. You mentioned that you would sell Son. Who would you replace him with?
That Kavic. Jose's got me hooked on some dude from Napoli. Hold on, let me see his name here.
Kvaratskhelia.
Yes.
The guy from Georgia. Is he Georgian?
I believe so.
I want to say. Yeah.
Yep. He's an absolute monster. That's who I would replace him with. And I think if you got this crazy Saudi money, so what do you think that we could feasibly get? Do you think what is a reasonable price for Sonny to go for it to the Saudi league? Do you think? I know that's really hard to say because it fluctuates so much, but they're just blowing money over there. If they offered $100 million for Sonny, would you take it?
Yeah. I mean, again, Sonny he is like the big man in South Korea. He's like the guy. And he's everywhere. You see him in like GQ magazine, and he's
literally like Juice. He's on like beverages over there, like everything.
Yeah, he's everything. So we lose a significant portion of our fan base if he leaves.
True that.
So I think $100 million isn't out of the realm. I would take it. I would just hope that they use that money not to buy a hotel, that they use it to put it back into the team.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like any of the revenue made from Sun or all of the match day, you know what I mean, the Korean folks that come over for matches and stuff to watch Sunny. It doesn't seem, and again, how do I know? I'm not an accountant. I think someone said they're not an accountant too. But I'm not an accountant, so I don't know. But it doesn't seem like that money's going back into the squad. I guess too, but you're making a good point though. If we sold him and that money didn't go back into the squad, we're double screwed. So
right. Well, and we haven't even spent the Harry Kane money yet. At least it wasn't in the financials of how it was spent.
Yeah. No, I don't think we have. I think it's all been pocketed and they're saving it for something. But Daniel is not an accountant. So sorry, Colin, I'm not an accountant. I don't care if he's cheap. I want my wide players to be better than 1 goal in 5 games sort of player. And that's what Werner had been basically for the last 4 years. Totally fair. I just will say again, you need players for the bench. You need players that are going to be fighting and competing for spots. I think that he's cheap competition. Definitely worth the amount of money. But I get what you're saying, that you don't give a shit about the money, and that's totally cool because it's not ours. I get it.
I would rather sell Kulu over selling Werner, to be honest.
That's a good point. Kulu is a player that I love as a red-haired person. You know what I mean? I have to show my support for Kulu.
Yeah, I understand.
As a pale red-headed guy. So I love him, and I think he's awesome. I think he's being utilized incorrectly.
Yeah.
At Spurs. He needs to be the guy that gives Madison a break. Or even deeper in midfield, or maybe further up. I mean, could he play that false 9 role? Perhaps. He's really strong.
Perhaps.
He's deceptively strong. So I think with his back to goal and getting other players involved, he might be good at that. But again, that's not really the way that Ange has ever played. So
yep,
it's all.
And I think
ifs and buts.
I think we at Tottenham they have a culture of selling players when they've kind of hit their end. We hold on to players a long time, and then
Moussa Dembele.
We move. Right. But look, I mean, like Ben Davies, we've held on to him forever, and he's been a good servant, but we're not going to get anything for him. We should be getting into the habit of selling players when they're still in their prime. And so when I say like sell Kulu, I don't mean it to sound like he's a bad player. I think he's a very good player, but as you mentioned, I don't think he fits the system very well. And I think while he's still worth probably as much as he will ever be worth, we should move him on.
I agree. 100% agree. Especially if they're not going to use him in the midfield.
Yeah.
And real quick, Daniel puts in, people forget to mention when Soldado scored all those goals for Valencia, he had playmakers like David Silva and Juan Mata supplying him. Just to put it in a bit of context, we had a Christian Eriksen. So I do see what you're saying 100%. But I mean, I think Eriksen is in the same bracket as Juan Mata for sure. David Clark saying Sonny is going nowhere. He is Levy's cash cow. Hey, are you in Florida, by the way? What state are you in?
Me? I'm in California.
It looks lovely. It just looks lovely there.
It's like 75 outside.
Out my window is like gross and gray. I expect England probably looks exactly like it does out here right now today. We're all wishing that we could have some of your sun, Alan. But
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I could send it along, I would.
Package it up. I'll give you my address. Send it to me. Be perfect. But yeah, Johnny Bethnal Green thinks that we've held on to Sun for so long because of the Korean tourists bringing in big money. Agreed. Philip Bidwell's in the house. What's up, Philip? Good to have you here. He says, apart from a bagsman, you need 4 to 5 quality players at the minimum for your squad. Yeah, I've been saying 6. I've been saying 6 all season, and that's just because of the 6 players we have on loan. Just trash all of them and then bring 6 players in. But
yeah, we have Jed Spence that we got to get rid of. We've got
I know he's not on loan.
Brian Hill, Sessegnon.
Brian Hill.
We still own what's his name? Reguilon.
You're right, we do. It's so easy to forget. That sucks. Yeah. Hopefully he can pull out some decent performances and maybe, drum up some interest in him. Get some interest in him drummed up.
Yep.
Praying Bat, what's up, Praying Bat? He says, yo, guys, it's 4 a.m. here. More like 4:30 now because it's taking me forever to read out your comment. But Praying Bat, good to have you, dude. I love you, man. Always good to have you here. And then Talking Beer says, if we never talk about buying backup players again, it'll be too soon. I knew that was going to set you off. That's part of why I said buying backups is why we have so much dead wood. And if he says anything ever, it's that. That Talking Beer, that is Nick. That is his hill that he will die on. And he's not.
Well, we definitely have a lot of dead wood. No, he's right. We have a lot of dead wood. I think Ben Davies is dead wood. We've got to move him on. Oliver Skip, Jed Spence, Sessegnon, Reguilon, Lo Celso.
What about Emerson? Can Emerson stay another year?
Only if we don't have someone to compete on that side, with like a Pedro Porro. I would like to replace him if that means anything. I mean, he's a good in defense. The problem is that the way we play, our defenders are almost like midfielders. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Emerson Royale is very good in the midfield, certainly not when he moves all the way up.
Definitely, yeah. That one goal he scored this season, I about lost my mind. And Daniel E is pointing out that Eriksson is not in the same bracket as David Silva, for sure. No, I can't argue with that. But Mohan Mata, definitely. Look at this. Early Doors Football TV saying, how we doing, Colin? Just dropping in. Has just finished a show. Good to see you. Good to see you, my guy. And then he says, evening chat, make sure you show the love and smash a like. And if you haven't, subscribe. And then he calls me a great guy. That is heartwarming. Needed that. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. And Jesse again saying, smash the likes. Jess is awesome.
Yes.
Big up to Jess. So glad you hit the 500. Start doing whatever you got to do now to get everything ready to go for members and all that, because there's going to be a queue waiting for those. I can't wait.
Colin, I have to run. I got to go pick up a child.
All good. I got to run too. My wife is mad that I haven't spent any time with her today. So thank you so much for joining me, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Dude, of course. And we'll have to do it again soon. And then
yes,
I'd like to come on your channel or something too, if you don't mind.
Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. Sounds great. I will speak with you soon. Have a good day. Be safe on your way to pick up the child.
Thank you. All right, guys. Take it easy.
Yep. See you, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. And then there was one. It's just me again, everybody. So, guys, you heard. I'm ending things, but I will go ahead and get these last few comments out of the way. Big up. Yeah, Jess. She got to 500 subs today, man. That's the magical number that everyone's trying to hit. On to 1,000 now. On to 1,000. David Clark, though, says until we buy real players and not just they will do players, this club is going nowhere. Sorry. Fair dues. Emerson can say if he improves the same amount next year. Fair. And then Gyros Peanut says Emerson doesn't suit the system. He could do well in the right of a back three, which I think is a fair point, and so does Nick, a.k.a. Talking Beer. You guys, it's been an hour and a half. Was not sure I was going to do a show today. Wasn't feeling up to it, but I decided, hey, what the heck? Let's do it. And it's been great fun. I'm so glad I did it. You guys have been awesome. Just want to throw out there, Destiny 5 became a channel member today, so I hope we see him on the next member show, which will be next Tuesday. And Jess used her 1 month member message chat thing to say smash those likes up, and she's right, guys. Smash the like if you haven't. It really does help things, and we all want to grow and stuff, and it helps. But most of all, I just want to come and hang out with people that love Tottenham just like me. So it's been really nice to have all you guys here, have a nice discussion about some things, calm, collected, and kind to each other, and that's what it's all about. So to everybody who has joined in, thank you so much. I want to throw in a couple of Spurs channels here real quick. just to Tottenham team go is when we're gonna have to get. Tottenham team go. Where did that go? Team Tottenham go. That was it. That was what was messing me up. Okay, so Team Tottenham go. So you're gonna see, guys. This is why I should have had everything ready before the show, but it is all good. So here's the link for Alan's channel, and everybody, please head over there, support them. And then I'm gonna throw Jess's in there one more time. She has hit the almighty 500. But that's just the beginning of the journey, everyone. Let me get hers, and then we'll get Jose's in, and then yeah, I think we'll be good for the day. Boom, there's Jess's, and then here is my good man Jose's channel as well in the chat. So starts out, Alan, go there right now, subscribe. Then we got Jess. You probably already subscribed, but if you're not, do it. And then we've got Jose. If you're not already subscribed, what the fuck? Go do it. But guys, again, thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, it means a lot. Thank you, everyone, for being respectful and nice and kind in the chat. And I will leave you off. For one, the James Madison song got deleted from somehow from StreamYard. It's really disappointing, but I'll have to redo it. No worries. It can be done. I can't play out with that. But I can say a couple of things. Seriously, guys, be good, not just to each other, but to yourselves. Life is hard. And, I think we're all a little too hard on ourselves sometimes. So be good to others, be good to yourself, and have a great day. I'll leave you with 2 funny clips, and then we'll bounce. But here's the first one.
Dealer. There's not been much wheeling and dealing,
No, I'm not a wheeler and dealing. No, fuck off.
And then we got Levy showing what he's all about, what means the world to him, the almighty dollar. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys. See you next time.